Hello EFD squad and welcome back to the UCL review. Last night we saw the downfall of a European dynasty, the end of an empire. Joseph, what happened?
Oh, wasn't it bloody glorious? Viva Ajax is all I've got to say.
Pillaged.
Because Los Blancos' reign as European champions came to an end after 1,011 days. 3-time consecutive champions Real Madrid knocked out by short spending Ajax. Oh, what a game it was as well, obviously. 4-1 to the Amsterdam side. An absolute pummeling at the Bernabeu. They were missing, weren't they, Real Madrid? Captain Sergio Ramos. Karma came back and bit him on the arse after he was caught deliberately getting a yellow card and banned for 2 matches rather than the standard one. Nacho came in at centre-back, didn't he? Who was, of course, eventually sent off. This is the first time, though, that Real Madrid have failed to reach the semi-final in 9 years.
That is crazy. 9
consecutive semi-finals. That is absolutely unbelievable. And I hate to be the one to mention it, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo gate. Round of 16 was pretty commonplace before he came in, so I wonder whether or not they are regretting that sale as much as I think they should be right now. Their form in Europe has been horrible. That's their 2nd consecutive loss at home by 3 goals or more. Obviously, CSKA going to the Bernabeu, whipping some ass, and then Ajax doing the exact same thing. Before this campaign, they had never lost by that amount at the Bernabeu.
There's been some awful firsts this campaign, hasn't there?
And
it is
so
historically one of their worst campaigns, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, if Santiago Solari survives the week, I'll be horrified.
Well,
I think he'll probably be gone by the time this goes out, to be totally honest. A Comunicado official coming certainly soon.
How do you lose back-to-back games against Barcelona at home and then fare this miserably in the Champions League and not get the sack? I think the only thing in his favour is that there's not many candidates other than Jose
Mourinho.
Operation Jose.
That's the sort of thing Florentino
Underway.
Perez will do. But there are question marks as to whether this is Real Madrid's worst ever season. Seriously, it is genuinely up there. It's only the 2nd time in their history they've lost 6 games in a season by a 3-goal margin. In history. Wow. You know, made Champions League semi-finals 9 years in a row and then that season hits you. Post-selling one of the most important players in the club's history. It's been horrendous to be a Los Blancos fan this season. You know, they suffered even worse as well because Vinicius obviously came off in floods of tears, didn't he? That was actually quite sad to see. Never nice to see a young talent like Vinicius come off screaming and bawling his eyes out. But the abs on him. You see the photo of him crying? He lifted his shirt out to dab his eyes. The abs on the guy.
I started crying when I saw those abs.
I know. They did hit the post twice. They generated as many shots on target as Ajax, but Ajax were just beautiful. What a team. Perfect football. Did Johan Cruyff proud on the night. Incredible stuff from Ajax.
Yeah, absolutely fearless, refreshing, and let's have it right, they were unlucky not to get a result at home in the first leg. Yeah. So I think over the course of 180 minutes, the correct size has prevailed, and Tadic, Tadic, was the architect of their downfall, the author of all their pain.
A club like Southampton could do with picking up a player like Tadic.
They won't be able to afford him now, would they? They'd have to remortgage the stadium. 2 assists, 1 goal, 5 key passes and 4 dribbles, and the pirouette / roulette, you know, whatever your preferences are, that Casemiro won't forget in a hurry, will he? Shades of Zinedine there.
Pulled his pants down.
He's almost retired him, yeah. He's now contributed to 9 goals in the Champions League this season. That is more than any other player in the competition. What an influential presence he's been in that side. In fact, the 30-year-old has now contributed to 33 goals across Champions League and the Cup. That equates to 1 goal contribution every 89 minutes. He's turned into Jari Lippmann.
Seriously, whoever made the executive decision to move Dusan Tadic on based on his attitude at Southampton, day.
I mean, like you said, last year was in a relegation dogfight with Southampton. And Daley Blind couldn't get near the matchday squad at Manchester United, and the pair of them at the Bernabeu putting in star performances, UCL masterclasses, which just shows you, you know, kids, down but never out. He's always been capable, hasn't he? I'm not having it that he became a bad player overnight. So 19 goal contributions in the Premier League in 15-16 when Southampton were an attacking force, and he's created 1.5 chances, at least 1.5 chances per game since 2016. That's up to 2.4 this season, which is coincidentally more than anyone else in the Real Madrid squad. I think Toni Kroos, the diesel-powered tractor, as Bernd Schuster recently described him, is only averaging 2.3. He is at the pinnacle of that metric in Real Madrid's squad as well. And talking of capable, Hakim Ziyech. He's been at it recently. It's been incredible, getting better as the competition goes on. So he didn't score with his first 29 shots in the UCL, but has scored with he scored two, with his last 3 efforts.
He's got to move on soon. I think I'm continuing on the Ziyech to Tottenham bandwagon.
He's ready, isn't he?
He's got to be going. It's a great signing for Tottenham if they can pull it off.
It is, and here's a great stat for you. Ajax only the second team to eliminate Real Madrid from a European knockout tie, having lost the first leg. The other, Odense Boldklub in the 94-95 UEFA Cup, which is where Real Madrid are going to end up if they don't sort these problems out pretty quickly. I think, Getafe, 6 points behind them? Yeah. I mean, Getafe are never going to catch them. But the fact that they're in touching distance is absolutely obscene. If Sevilla, if the wheels hadn't come off Sevilla's season about 4 or 5 weeks ago, they'd genuinely be competing for 4th. Here's another one for you. Ajax's wage budget for the first, second and youth team is 28 million euros. Mark Overmars, the sporting director, came out and said this recently. That's the same amount that Gareth Bale earns in a year.
Yeah, that is shocking. I saw a great quote from Johan Cruyff last night. Obviously, when he was back as a manager, when he said, "I've never seen a money bag score a goal." And it couldn't be more prevalent for this match, could it?
I mean, people say we've got an anti-Madrid agenda. It's not. It's just that Ajax, there's always been something romantic.
Yeah, we've got a pro-Ajax agenda
in European football, and it's just great to see them back at the forefront yet again. Although Ajax spending a bit of money in quite a savvy fashion and seeing some noteworthy results as a result, aren't they? So it's not just been this talent factory, this high level of youth production. De Ligt, De Jong. Along with this has been £10 million plus signings of Ziyech, Daley Blind, Neres and Tadic.
Neres. What happened to that turn on Carvajal?
Yeah, disgusting. He's turned him inside out. He's turned him into a terracotta
He's got a free-game ban after that, They give him a free-game ban after that, UEFA. He should do. That's illegal.
It was. Absolutely obscene. And they upped the wage cap last year, Ajax. So bolder, smarter investment, really, and it's paying dividends on the pitch. One more match to go then. Was this the best game in the Champions League this campaign? Let us know in the poll just above.
The other game was Dortmund versus Tottenham last night, and, well, a bit of a surprise actually for me.
Yeah, I didn't pay particularly close attention to this game because thoroughly engrossed in the other one, but we've got some meaty stats here for you. So Tottenham qualifying for just their second ever UCL quarter-final, bringing back the Redknapp glory days here. Hello, is it 2011? After beating potential German champions in waiting 4-0. As surprising as this might be, given the form books, Dortmund do have a great record against BVB, actually, winning their last 4 meetings. And it was that man, Harry Kane, doing the damage yet again in this game as he scored to become Spurs' highest ever goal scorer in European competitions. He now has 17 goal contributions in 17 Champions League games. That's 14 goals and 3 assists. That is consistency for you. That's incredible. And more remarkably, he's only the second ever Englishman to score +5 Champions League goals in more than one campaign.
Yeah.
Can you name the other?
You should be able to.
Let us know in the comments below. I guess Wayne Rooney. It was wrong. There's a clue for you. Kane, we know this by now, the epitome of big. Goal versus United, 2 versus Chelsea, 2 versus Arsenal, and 1 versus Barcelona, Dortmund, to go with 3 against PSV. So really come good in the big games, hasn't he? But he's not the only key man in the Champions League this season for Spurs. Hugo Lloris took home the Man of the Match award last night, making his 100th Spurs clean sheet in the process. So A huge week for the Spurs stopper, basically, saving a crucial penalty against Arsenal too. So maybe that'll instill some confidence that's been missing, and we might see a less erratic form from him as the season closes in. Jan Vertonghen, also a shout out to him because he was an absolute monster on the night, playing in a totally different role to that left wing-back role he was given at Wembley, making that tackle, which I did see on Twitter this morning.
The leg extension.
He's like Stretch Armstrong.
You know, I had this game on the phone, and I had the Ajax game on the TV.
Good.
And I thought Tottenham, defensively, Hugo Lloris was obviously outrageous on the night, but Jan Vertonghen, he was up there like that was a Ledley King-esque performance. But when in the days he was crushing it at Spurs.
I only had the Real Madrid game on the phone because I'm not going to pay an extra £35 to have BT Sport on my Sky TV.
That's what
absolutely
was once Reddit Soccer Streams is now Football Connection can do for you.
There we go. I'm going to finish my section off right now with a bit of a Tongan. So 5 crosses, 4 take-ons, 1 assist, 1 goal. That was the home game, and in Dortmund, 6 clearances, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles. So just across the 2 legs, been an absolute defensive behemoth. And Super Jan, you know, he's Mr. Consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, what a player, what a player. But on the reverse, not such a good night for Borussia Dortmund. To lose 4-0 across 2 legs is pretty shameful against, the 3rd or 4th best team in England. Probably not good enough, and they will be kicking themselves considering they've exited this stage of the competition 4 times in a row now. Again, not good enough, is it? They can count themselves slightly unlucky on the night. I think we can all agree Hugo Lloris was having the game of his life. They had 19 shots, had 7 on target, but a lot of those were pot shots. Expected goals had them just over 1 expected goals, had Tottenham at 0.5. When you've got someone as clinical as Harry Kane, who is the best attacker on the pitch, you can't afford to give him 30 yards of room in a one-on-one situation, which is what they did, Borussia Dortmund. And Moussa Sissoko had the passing channel the size of the Titanic to get through. It was just awful defensively. Over the course of the 2 legs, though, resoundingly beaten, I think it's fair to say, by Tottenham Hotspur. On expected goals, Tottenham 3.3 over the course of 2 legs. BVB just 1.7. So fair enough, they're putting together a great domestic run, but Tottenham well worth going through in this tie.
This might work in Dortmund's favour though, crashing out the Champions League at this stage so they can focus on the league because they've been stuttering in the league of late.
Yeah, they've not been in great form in any competition really, to be totally honest.
Central.
From what I saw on the night, I thought the attack struggled at times to get going. Jadon Sancho, obviously much talked about this week, obviously with a potential transfer impending in the summer. Also, Paco Alcacer, slightly guilty of going missing, started this game but just had 27 touches of the ball, and his form in 2019 has been patchy, and that's me being kind. In 2018, he scored 13 goals from 30 shots. He's had 20 shots in 2019 and scored once. He's struggling big time to get involved, and Borussia Dortmund have just made it permanent as well, haven't they? So you're hoping that Paco fever turns back into 2018 form. Spurs have to go to Southampton, which is not going to be an easy game because Southampton were great against Manchester United, unlucky not to get a point there, and they need a win, Spurs, big time domestically because they've lost or drawn 3 on the bounce and have tumbled out of a title race. So big weekend for Pochettino, but nevertheless, what a result. A pummeling of BVB over 2 legs.
Yeah, but where will Tottenham finish in the Premier League, guys? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for this week's show. Today there's going to be a double upload on EFD, so keep your eyes peeled for that top 10 as well. And Transfer Talk is on Football Daily. Joe, I also believe something very special is dropping on FDFC.
Yes, it's FD versus EFD. So if you want to see me produce one of the worst tackles you've ever seen, then go and watch that because Sam Albaseki's knee just survived.
Bye.